What is up, YouTube? Today I'm riding the 2023 Kawasaki Ninja ZX6R. This is the 600 class super sport bike from Kawasaki, and I'm excited to ride it. I've owned a few 600s in my day, and I really like the 600s. I haven't ridden a 600 since probably 2015, 2016, and I don't think I've ridden the Kawasaki since 2016 either, so it should be fun. Right off the bat, the power is just insane. I was expecting a little bit less power down low, but right off the bat, the power is great. A lot of the older 600 bikes, you had to really rev out for power. This one seems like there's quite a bit of power down low. And this bike actually has ABS, so I like that it has ABS. It's good, confidence inspiring. Don't have to worry about locking up the brakes and low siding the bike. Not as much, at least. Let's see here. Taking off from a stop is really easy. It doesn't feel like the gears want to go in. There's not like a super solid clunk when the gear shifts. So it's a little bit less clunky and direct than some of the other bikes I've ridden today, but not a terrible thing so far. It's not terrible, just a little bit more vague. And so I'm in fourth gear, just cruising around here. It feels like I have plenty of power down low too, so that's good. I think the manufacturers have improved the power band on these bikes. But yeah, a quick blip of the throttle will get the suspension working, that's for sure. Right now we're kind of just going through the city, so we're seeing how this plays around in the city, going lower speeds here. So far it's not too difficult to manage. It feels like it could be pretty reserved here. But yeah, power is instant. Okay, so rolling on the throttle a little bit more, you do have to kind of rev it out a bit. So it initially has some power, and then there's kind of a dip right in the middle of the rev range. And I'm in fourth gear going at super low speed, so obviously it's not going to have a ton of torque down low. And I'm just downshifting. I'm not rev matching at the moment. I'm just letting out the clutch slowly. It feels pretty smooth, even second gear. And this bike actually has traction control as well, in case things get slippery. I like the extra electronic aids. They inspire a little bit more confidence, so that might be a good thing or a bad thing. You might want to ride it harder if you feel like you have those safety mechanisms in place. Yeah, so far the brakes feel good, not too grabby, nice and smooth. The bike sounds pretty good with the stock exhaust, but I think everyone puts exhaust on here anyway. On and off the throttle, it's kind of hard to keep it at a certain speed. Might have to shift up for that. It kind of wants to go or stop. There's no in between. That's just something you got to get used to, especially at lower speeds around town here. Now I don't know if I would really prefer a 600 if I'm only city riding. If you go a lot of freeway riding, highway riding, then I would say a 600 would be pretty fun. You can definitely rip it on the highway, but around town. The problem is you really have to rev these bikes out to get any real power from them. You're usually going to be at a very low RPM around town, and you're not going to get to feel all that power all that often. Having a more torquey bike, a better power band. For example, cruisers are usually geared lower and they have better power bands. And bikes like the Triumph Street Triple, Speed Triple, the more smooth power band bikes, those are the ones that are usually more fun around town just because of the torque. Alright, let's do a little cornering with this bike here. Send it around the corner here. Yeah, it feels good leaning over. No problem there. Doesn't feel as easy to lean over as the Ninja 400 or Ninja 650, but it feels fairly light and it feels like it has a good amount of grip, so it's not as daunting as you would think, really. Now the seating position with these 600cc bikes, you're going to be pitched forward quite a bit here. You're going to need to hold yourself up with your abdominal muscles. And you're going to have to lean a little bit on your wrists. Now you don't want to put too much pressure on your wrist because it'll get tiring after a while. But you do want to hold yourself up with your ab muscles if possible. And obviously these bikes are meant to go fast, so they're trying to put you in a more aerodynamic position. Hence the leaned forward. It's very easy to grip your legs on the tank though, so that can help you stay upright. Low seat height, so I'm flat-footed, I'm 5'11". I have both my feet firmly on the ground. No issues with the seat height there. At a stop it feels light, you can kind of move it around pretty easily. But yeah, I really like taking off from a stop here. It's very easy. Let out the clutch a bit, give it a little bit of gas, and you're already going. No issues there. Yeah, the power is pretty amazing so far. I haven't really got a chance to rip it. The 600cc class is just great with their power. All of them have great power. I kind of shy away from test riding these bikes. I like making videos with them, I like riding them, but when I do test rides like this, we don't get a chance to really open it up. People in the comments are always giving me flack for not really opening it up. Well, I'm on a group ride with a bunch of other people, so I can't really open it up too much. See, that's one of the problems with these fast bikes, is that you can't really open it up unless you're on the highway. And even then, you're at risk for getting a ticket or an incident with the police. Let's go up to 6th gear here. We're going pretty slow for the freeway. It feels good though, a little bit of vibrations in the handles, not too bad. Nice comfortable highway cruiser right here. And then 6th gear. You still have a little bit of power. Downshift a little bit. Yeah, it's got power, that's for sure. idiot in a Tesla going across the gore zone there. Yeah, the gear shifter is a little vague on this bike, I'm not gonna lie. Only has 451 miles. It's kind of hard to determine if you're actually shifting or not. I don't know if it's just this bike or if it's the Kawasaki's in general. The other ones I rode weren't this vague. They were very clunky, like direct shifting. This one feels a little bit more vague. And this bike comes in around $11,000 with ABS, maybe $12,000. So there's some good aspects of buying a newer bike versus a used older bike. And then low miles, you know, it hasn't been abused if you buy it new. So far I like it though. It's fairly easy to ride for a 600 sport bike. I'm not fast shifting this thing either, just because I don't understand the shifter yet. It's a little bit vague, like I mentioned, so I'm just trying to, not trying to like fast shift or anything really. But yeah, there's quite a bit of power here, and so in the lower gears, on and off the throttle, it's a little bit jerky on and off, but that's to be expected. You can actually be smooth with it if you really take your time. Overall though, I do like the power band on this bike. I like how they added a little bit of power down low. I think the Kawasaki's have always had a little bit more power down low than some of the higher revving bikes. This bike revs up to like 14,000, 15,000 RPM. But it's nice that there's power down low, so you can ride in the city and still have power without having to downshift all the time and really rev it out. So good in that aspect for sure. And fairly easy to ride, I'm not gonna lie, for a 600 sport bike. Feels manageable. And very nimble. Easy to take off from a start and easy to ride. So I like it. I like it.